Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for being here. Alright, this is your Twin Flame Soulmate Love Connection reading, which is usually done every Wednesday. We have excitement and curiosity. This is a page of wands that's just flipped so that we could see it. Could be a messenger that's coming through. Could be the Aries energy, could be someone that's ready to go on a journey or take a risk, have the courage to move forward, ready to go on an adventure where love is concerned. So, as you all know, last week I was not able to deliver this reading to you, but here I am, and I'm using the Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. And I'd also like to mention that Sally's beautiful candle is burning here, which is what she gifted me. This is the Virgo candle. Now Sally makes beautiful works of art, magical handcrafted candles. She's on Instagram. She's called Starstruck Magical. You can find the link beneath this video if you're interested, especially for Christmas, which is just around the corner. Beautiful gifts, handcrafted, beautifully smelling, oh my god, handcrafted works of art that beautiful Sally makes, which are really magical. Sally, hi. Hope you're well, darling. So we're looking at the Twin Flame journey, this very important connection. What's going on with it? What's going on with this union, this divine union? I will be taking quite a few cards. Okay, so stick around with me until the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments, like, share, subscribe, and join me on Patreon, as we do a lot on Patreon as well. So let's see, dear Spirit, what is going on with the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine? What's going on in love? Okay. So usually we're doing these readings week to week. So we're at the tail end of October. So remember, we're reading generally for many of you out there. So take what resonates and leave what does not. So thank you, Spirit. What is going on? Where is this journey up to? What's going on with this union? Six of Cups, memories and reunion, everyone. Wow. Now, we've just come out of retrograde season. We've had 4 planets that have turned direct. So things should start to move now. It is a very important time for love, connections, relationships. Okay, for some of you, I suppose this could also be just a soulmate connection. Could also be in relation to, soulmates, which can be friendships, deep and very long-lasting friendships as well. It could also be siblings, your relationship with a sibling. Remember the soulmate card, the Six of Cups, which is it's like having nostalgia concerning the past, so it can be speaking about a twin flame union, something connected to your childhood as well, or there are children in the picture. Memories and reunion, so that's the focal point. Let's see what's going on. We've got the Strength card, so we've got Leo, restraint it's called, so someone's holding back. We've got the Lovers here, twin flame connection, obviously. That's what this card is calling here, is called. We've got the Eight of Cups, so obviously having the Lovers here means that there's been a third person involved here. Someone had a choice. Someone had a choice. Maybe they were already in a connection, and their twin flame came into their life. Maybe the timing wasn't right. We've got the Eight of Cups, so someone in the could be the recent past. I'll tell you why it's the recent past. in a moment, but here it speaks to evolving. 8 of Cups means someone is leaving a situation, or that, you know, this relationship, this union is evolving. 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands does speak to fire, energy surge and communication. Lots of messages, love messages coming through. 10 of Pentacles, ultimate achievement. 7 of Swords. Someone's on the hush-hush, being very quiet. This is a secretive connection, no doubt, here. Or someone's holding secrets about where their heart is. 7 of Swords, deception and strategy. I believe here it could be related to both deception and strategy. We have the 7 of Wands, so we've got a couple of 7s which speak to a lot of conflict. Defense mechanism. We've got the bear here, which the bear for me does speak to motherhood. It speaks to someone that's in a position of power. We've got two very powerful, we've got a whale here. And the whales, we know, are mammals. They tend to their young ones just like we people do. They've got many, many similarities connected to us humans. Okay, so someone's on the defense or being defensive. Let's see, we've got deception and strategy, defense mechanism. What is the potential outcome? We've got the 5 of Pentacles, isolated and alone. 5 of Pentacles, okay. And we've got the Ace of Cups here, love initiation, everyone. Love initiation. What's beneath that? We've got the King of Cups, emotional mastery. So someone is growing emotionally. King of Cups is usually Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. Could also be a Pisces. Could be a Cancer. Okay, so King of Cups. Someone that's growing emotionally. They've been evolving. They've been maturing. The divine masculine, as we could see here. Hierophant. Spiritual advisement. So the Hierophant does speak to marriage. Remember, it's a major arcana. So we've got Scorpio and Taurus here. Well, what this says to me is that there's going to be something is going to be eclipsed. It could be could be the third person that's involved in this situation. And believe you me, it doesn't have to be a third-party relationship. It doesn't have to be that someone's in a marriage. It won't be the same for all of you. I mean, we've got, again, the bear, which can speak to a mother figure. The whale, right? The whale and the bear do speak to mother energies, motherly energies. This either speaks to someone being in a position of power, leadership. It could relate to someone who needs to hold the fort, or someone who's in a position of power, someone that's holding back, someone that's quite sneaky, quite maybe even not letting themselves be open. They've got too much of a name for themselves, or maybe there could be a sense of arrogance. Leadership and arrogance go together. We've got the Hierophant here, which does speak to someone's upbringing, their beliefs, right? The way they've been raised to believe that marriage should be this way and that way. Now, the Hierophant is Taurus, which is fixed earth, and we've got Uranus transiting through Taurus. Now, the Hierophant Taurus is where the lunar eclipse is happening in November, everyone. So we're going to have a full moon in Taurus, and then, obviously the sun will be transiting through Scorpio, as we're in the Scorpio season now. We're just around the corner of a new moon. But as the moon 2 weeks later will fill out, right? So we're talking about now the new moon in Scorpio, which is a new beginning. It's a seed that's planted, will happen at the beginning of November. And then on the 19th, we've got a full moon, which is a lunar eclipse. So the moon will be transiting through Taurus and the sun through Scorpio. They're on the same axis. So something will be eclipsed. Something will be shown to us, and it's got to do with matters of love. This is like a restart, or that this King of Cups, whoever this is for you, it could be a fixed sign, could be, I mean, we've got Leo here, we've got Taurus, we've got Gemini. We'll see what else shows up, but it speaks to love initiation. So if this is a fixed sign that you're dealing with, fixed energies, which, you know, the whole of 2022 will have the eclipses happening on, and they will be more significant for the fixed signs. You know, the eclipses will be on the axis Taurus, Scorpio. So those of you that have got or are dealing with someone who's got strong Scorpio, Taurus, Leo or Aquarius, a lot is going to be changing for them or for you. So it's really interesting because we know that as a full moon will be happening, it's a culmination, it's an ending, it's a you know, finishing. Something is completing to make way for something else. And when something is eclipsed from our lives, it means it wasn't meant to be there. So it could be happening to you, could be happening to your divine counterpart as well. Let's see what's beneath the Hierophant, which could also speak to marriage. Someone's been in a marriage. We've got the 10 of Cups, contentment and joy. So 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 10s always speak to an ending and a new beginning. What's beneath the 10 of Cups? Because here we've got the 8 of Cups. This goes back to the past. The more we go deeper, we go towards the past. So in the past there was contentment, but here we've got the 8 of Cups. Why? We've got the Lovers here. So what's important here is to see that we've got mainly in the spread here, Leo, the Strength card, which does speak to trust, confidence. It speaks to, Leo is the heart. It speaks to being creative or children. Remember, Leo, someone could be restraining, holding back from who they love, the connection that they want to initiate or continue or redo, because we've got reunion here, which is saying that this is obviously someone that you've been dealing with from the past. Now, if you have not met your divine counterpart, again, this could be a twin flame relationship connected to a past lifetime. Could also be a relationship coming back from your past, from your childhood, someone you've known forever. What's beneath that 10 of Cups? We've got the Sun, illumination and growth, and the Sun can speak to reconciliation. Maybe you've had, you know, maybe there was happiness in the past, a lot of contentment, love, joy. The word joy does speak to Leo for me. And we've got the Sun, which can also speak to children, illumination and growth. I don't know if the third party could have been a child. You know, the child came first and then came the marriage for some of you. What's beneath the Sun? We've got temperance, restoration, someone trying to find their balance. Temperance is Archangel Michael, a major arcana. And temperance can speak to someone being from a different part of the world, tempering themselves, holding themselves back, being patient, waiting on divine timing, coming from different spiritual beliefs, different religion. Interesting, but what we've got here is, and as I was saying, the 8 of Cups here, timing wise, because we've got past, present, future. We've also got past, present and future. That's why I'm saying if this is the future column, if the 8 of Cups is in the future, let's say, because it's in the future column here, it's also in the recent past, right? So if we think of this going, this is the most futuristic card here, the outcome, right? We're coming from the recent past, which is the 8 of Cups. Then the 10 of Pentacles, which could also be an ending to a family situation. Someone being very happy and having an ultimate achievement, because this does speak to family. And when we speak to ultimate achievement, it's connected to someone strategizing, right? So doing things beneath the surface. And I put a lot of weight on this card here because it's connected to the past and to the future. But the focal point is the memories and reunion. So maybe recently something happened that there was a reconciliation for you. We could see it as that, because let's say, again, in the past, the Strength card, someone needing to have courage, being strong. I mean, we've got the Lion here, and the Lion does speak to Leo. Leo does speak to leadership. It speaks to being a leader of a tribe, and a tribe can speak to family. We've got three very auspicious animals here, very much about leadership, being in front, being in charge. But the Strength card can also speak to someone believing or not believing in their higher self and their ability to overcome whatever it is that they're dealing with. Remember that the Strength card does say that someone needs to be very courageous, or to be strong and believe that this could be this, maybe that this was a very important connection that was rooted in the heart. Leo does speak to true love, but Leo also again speaks to being childlike, being flirtatious. It's the 5th house in the astrology, taking a risk, having fun, the house of joy. But remember that the 5th house, I mean, think of, the mirrors in a lunar park, which is, the park of fun, lunar park, going to the lunar park, walking into the mirrors that warp a reflection. Remember that they could be a little bit tainted, or a bit of an illusion, or not seeing things clearly. Obviously with the Lovers here, which is Gemini. Remember, Gemini is the twins. That's where the North Node is facing, the North Node of the Moon, which is saying someone's put in a situation needing to make a choice. They're following their North Node, which would put them out of their comfort zone. But maybe this is also someone that's not 100% sure of, is this a twin flame connection? Is this my other half? There are illusions. Okay, and Gemini being the twins, this is the twins always being two, always have difficulties in making a decision if they're needing to make a choice. Gemini is very playful, very much about logic. This could also be a cerebral, a communicative connection. Maybe this connection started through conversation, through communication, through the internet. Maybe some of you were collaborating, working together, or going to school together, studying together. That's what Gemini is. It's the student. Nevertheless, this is a lesson that you've been going through. And we've got the 8 of Cups. Maybe in the past, someone made a wrong move, a wrong choice, and therefore the other person left. It was all about timing. This connection needed to evolve, I would say. Someone needed to receive their lesson, because remember, a twin flame connection is where even a karmic connection, everyone, and karmic doesn't always necessarily mean that it's an evil connection, that someone is a narcissist. A karmic connection is just filled with lessons where one person is playing the teacher and the other the student, and then they swap roles. So here, this connection needed to evolve, obviously, through maybe someone having made a wrong choice and now being on the precipice of ready to leave, maybe in the recent past, or maybe someone has needed to take a journey. This is physical travel as well. Or spiritually, these two, this divine union had to evolve spiritually, to ascend, right? To ascend to another level, to a higher level. So we've got the Eight of Wands here. And the Eight of Wands does speak to love messages, energy surge, communication, passionate messages. Again, it does speak to physical distance. So we've got a couple of 3 eights actually. 3 eights, 24, which equals a 6. Again, the lovers. And interesting, we've got 2 6s, we've got 2 7s, 3 eights. Anyway, so lots of, and this is in the, as I said, in the distant past position. This would be in the now, but this is also distant past. For some of you, could be in the now, because this is the now position as well. So take it as it resonates for you. So we go from the Eight of Cups to the Eight of Wands, where someone is, maybe there's been communication again recently, I mean, and reconciliation for some of you. Maybe someone wanted to take a journey. Maybe they did take a journey, or maybe they're hoping to take a journey now, and there's a sense of ultimate achievement here, which the Ten of Pentacles, remember, as I said, it's an ending and a new beginning. It just turns into a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles, something long term. Someone maybe even leaving a family situation. We go from the 10 to the 5, so this is like an ultimate achievement, but then we go back to the 5, back to the drawing board, where we're trying to find our balance, but there's conflict here with 2 7s here. Perception and strategy, and being on the hush-hush. Maybe someone hasn't been communicating their emotions, their emotional feelings, right? Because here with the Eight of Wands obviously does speak to a sexual connection where there may have been a lot of back and forth. Now we've got the Six of Cups here, which does speak to logically an emotional balance, but remember, I'm not reading reversals. So for some of you, maybe someone was emotionally unbalanced. Why? Because they may be dealing with a situation that they needed to leave. Okay, because we go from the 6, we've got the 8, the 6, and the 5. It's like we're going backwards. And we've got this 8, 6, 7. So it's back and forth, going backwards. And the Five of Pentacles, the outgoing card here, does speak to Five of Pentacles for me, is both people are feeling left out in the cold. It's maybe a connection that's not your perfect role model connection. And usually these deep connections, these twin flame karmic connections, are usually filled with lessons. They're filled with difficulties. Now the lessons could be a big age difference, could be a financial different, situation where someone is really comfortable and the other person is lacking. Maybe religion. There's many factors, social factors that could make up the Five of Pentacles. Isolated and alone. So, as I said, we've got Gemini, we've got everything here. We've got all the elements here. But I wanted to focus more on the Seven of Swords because it does speak to deception and strategy. As I said, for many of you, maybe someone was not communicating their emotion, how they feel connected emotionally. Okay, I don't know if it's the divine masculine or the divine feminine, but here we do have the divine masculine emotional mastery, where this person is probably going through an awakening, right? And the Ace of Cups sits on the divine masculine, which could say that the divine masculine has now has evolved emotionally speaking, and is ready now to have a new beginning, a new start. Love initiation, which can also speak to, well, the Ace of Cups can also be self-love, and someone knowing that they are worthy of this connection, because Many times that could also be another factor, that where two people are not emotionally balanced and, equal and in harmony. So we've got a couple of sevens which speak to conflict. Now, someone could be preparing or strategizing a move. Defense mechanism, the Seven of Wands, speaks to someone having the power in their hands. Whatever the oppositions are, whoever is in opposition or whatever circumstances put this person in an opposition to many factors or other people, whatever the situation is, someone's ready to fight for this connection. Now, remember what I said, we've got the bear here, which the bear, even in the Lenormand, it speaks to Mars in Aries. So someone needs to have the courage. Someone needs to take ownership, leadership. Someone could be powering up intellectually, emotionally. Maybe now as Mars is getting ready to ingress into Scorpio in the Scorpio season, because a lot's can happen in the month of November. Could be the time when someone is powering up now and ready to come through as a warrior to bring in the balance. Remember that the Ten of Pentacles turns into the Ace. So in actual fact, we've got Six of Pentacles here, which Six Pentacles do speak to an equal giving and receiving. Could also be speaking of someone's trying to come into harmony, or someone's in a position where they haven't been giving equally. Now there's a chance that this could change. We do leave the reading here with the Five of Pentacles though, and we have to keep that in mind, that there are many changes that are happening. Fives do speak to changes. So let's take more cards and see what's going on. We have sudden wealth, number 11. Sudden wealth, it says 777. So sudden wealth can also speak to a wealth of knowledge. I mean, it's a number 11, which can speak to, 11 is a portal, obviously, but 11 does speak to justice. So I don't know if this relates to anything to do with Libra and matters of justice or divorce. We've got a mature woman here, number 6, and we've got a wealthy man. The mature woman and a wealthy man. Interesting. So here for some of you, the divine feminine could be, even if she's not wealthy, she could have a wealth of knowledge or a wealth of heart to give. The divine masculine is a wealthy man. And that's more the Scorpio energy, which correlates to the King of Cups here. So we could be talking about someone who's got strong Scorpio in their chart. So the divine masculine seems a little bit younger. Could also speak to just not as mature as the mature woman. Let's see. We've got bad health. Occupation. These two cards speak to emotional difficulties, but also hard work. It's like an uphill battle here. And we've got poverty, which is exactly the Five of Pentacles for me. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And we've got change. A very positive note. And this is like the Chariot for me. So change is on the horizon. Poverty can speak to, I mean, this could also relate to someone going through many challenges. The wealthy man, if this is someone that's got their own business because it's connected to occupation, looks like there's been financial issues. Now, you know, the occupation could just speak to someone that's very exclusive with what they do or what they offer. Let me restart. What they offer in their community, but we've got the bad health here, which can, again, it can speak to literal health, physical or mental health challenges. The bad health is more towards the divine feminine, I would say. And the bad health could also speak to as someone connected to this divine feminine. On another level, it speaks to obviously emotionally being sort of detached. There's not much wealth here. Wealth, this connection did start off with, you know, sudden wealth, but on another level, it can speak to someone that is wealthy. I mean, this divine masculine, the wealthy man, he holds a top hat, which speaks to nobility. Someone who again, could also be quite arrogant. Doesn't mean they have to be rich. Doesn't mean that they, that, you know, they come from a noble background. It could just speak to someone that's just very arrogant. So we've got bad health, which does speak to challenges and occupation. Something needing to be tweaked or difficulties, right? And we've got poverty, which can speak to poverty on an emotional level, but also on a physical. And God knows times are difficult right now, financially, for business and in all areas. So it's no surprise to see these things. But what I love to see is the change, which the Chariot, very similar. This could speak to someone wanting to move, wanting to travel, wanting to take action, trying to overcome any obstacles. It's a 9, and 9 does speak to the Hermit. So someone's looking for, you know, their way out of difficulties. Someone's grown spiritually, or someone's in hiding, right, recently, or strategizing behind closed doors. Remember, the 7 of Swords is intelligence. It's great intelligence and strategy, which the Hermit, Virgo, the Virgo work is to read between the lines, to look at the finer details. Someone's looking for information or looking for a way out of their blockages, looking for a way to defend what it is that they desire. But it looks like the work is being done separately, not together as a group. We've got the House here beneath, which does speak to the change, says that someone's leaving either a business or a house or a marriage or a family situation where it was just too cold. There was no happiness here. This house is very similar to the Tower, which is Saturn and Capricorn. So someone's gone through their lessons, they're still going through them, and they're needing to mature. As I said, a maturing process. This is like the red tape. Someone is wanting to travel, but they're needing to take care of the red tape. They're hoping for a second chance. It is a number 20, which is like the Judgment card. And that's the Plutonian energy, which could be a critical moment. Someone's fighting for balance. Someone's trying to do things to overcome and move away from the difficulties, move away from the hardships. But looks like the divine masculine is thinking of the divine feminine, thinking crazy things, thinking thoughts of, I'm needing to do something that people don't expect, something that people do not expect of me. I mean, this is a 16 for me, and that is the Tower card. I'm needing to shift. Things are not working out for me. I'm not happy, says the divine masculine. She's on my mind 24/7. What can I do? What can I do? And if you notice in this card, there's an eclipsed moon. So I do feel very strongly that it will relate to the eclipses that we are looking towards, that we are facing in November and December. So let's take some romance angels. Before I take the romance angels, I'm going to take a Karma Dharma card to see what's going on in this connection. Dear Spirit, what's going on with this divine union? What's going on? Where is this divine union at? Where is it at? What are the energies? We've got the Magician, everyone, and the Magician is an ace. As above, so below. As the stars align, as the planets move. They will bring help. They will actually be able to provide the tools to those, to he or she, to be able to have that new beginning. This does speak to communication. Remember, this is Gemini, Virgo energies. It's Mercury, which Mercury is now moving direct. Mercury is now moving direct in the sign of, still in the sign of Libra. Mercury is getting ready very soon to ingress into Scorpio, which Mercury will go deep. He will help us find things that have been secretive. That's being more intimate, being very open, having those open conversations. That will be happening in about 10 days. So roughly before the 10th of November. Just after the new moon in Scorpio. So that will be interesting to see what the new moon in Scorpio will bring. A new moon, I mean, always it's a new beginning, and Scorpio is very intimate, very dark, very secretive, so we'll see. What's going on, please, Spirit? Where are we at concerning this divine union? Deception. Yep, someone's been wearing a mask. Could be both people. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Let's see. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This is secrecy, a secret connection, a secret meeting. But remember that they're dressed as a bride and groom, which says to me, obviously, that it rings double messages. First of all, someone is married and they're connected to their twin flame soulmate counterpart secretly, or someone is secretly connecting and maybe even exchanging vows or speaking truthfully. Let's see what comes after this. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and the chemistry card does speak to me concerning Mars entering Scorpio, and because Scorpio is the house of sex. So a strong passion, strong desires, and strong powering up in the month of November. And we've got codependency. The codependency can speak to timing. This is the Saturnian card for me. It can speak to timing. It can speak to restrictions. Because someone could be in a union where they have not cleared their energy around them yet. It speaks to addiction. So this could also speak to being addicted to someone and not being able to break away. The addiction can speak to finances, business, positions of power, someone being above them. I mean, codependency is Saturn, so it could speak to an elderly, could be a mother figure, could be another person that's in charge, which is causing this this blockage, because it is a blockage, everyone. And I'm going to tell you all that in, Venus in September, what am I saying? Venus in December will be retrograding. She will be entering the sign of Capricorn just around the corner. And she will be in Capricorn for a few months. So that will be very interesting. That's when things are going to play out, very importantly, because there is Saturnian restrictions, and Saturn is the lord of karma and timing. Okay, let's see what's beneath, what's underneath. And we've got finances and career. So it's the finances that could be someone is dependent on another person, so that's holding them back. I mean, could also be world matters and the inability, needing to cut through red tape, not being able to do that, to travel. But there is a secret meeting. I don't know if it's going to be a physical meeting or if it's going to be a, through the internet or through phone call, through email, whatever the connection is. And that's probably where there will be communication about the restrictions, where someone is dependent on another situation before they can bring in the changes in their life that they've been hoping to bring. What's beneath that? And we've got children. So your love life is being affected by children, you see. Finances and children and a past life relationship, which you have known each other before. This could also be another karmic connection that they're in, another toxic connection that they're in. So let's take the Mystic Moon Oracle. Let's take, and I'm going to take a few cards on each position here. More tarot. Let's take one card. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Well, we know when that's going to happen, don't we? Let's see what's at the bottom. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Full moon in Aries. Which obviously will happen in the time of Pisces. So a full moon in Aries and a new moon in Aquarius, they're back to back. So we're talking, yes, very importantly, concerning February, March. January, February, March, which I've been talking about that for, in recent videos. And I've been telling you all that Mars and Venus are going to be playing, they'll be fluttering, they'll be flirting, they'll be dealing with each other. They'll be connecting and reconnecting in this time. Now, for those of you that don't really understand what I'm talking about in the astrology, obviously you'd have to look at where Capricorn is in your own chart. For those of you that want clarity on that and cannot understand, you can always reach out for a personal reading, and I could tell you on your own birth chart where the sign of Capricorn is, to give you a heads up on the potential of what will play out for you personally. But anyway, let's take some more cards. Let's take some Lenormand. So new moon in Aquarius, some of you could be connected to an Aquarius. We've got Aries and Aquarius. So we've got fixed energies, but we've also got cardinal fire. There's going to be a fiery climax with, that full moon in Aries. Okay. What did I just say? My goodness. I just mixed myself up. The full moon in Aries was just recently. My goodness. That's what happens when you're reading, trying to get into all the details. Full moon in Aries played out on the 20th of October. So what happened for you? What was happening for you around then? Because, we're still in those energies. What am I talking about? Kathy. So that is still in play, everyone. But for some of you, I want to, and I'm going to continue to say in the time of March, which will be a new moon in Pisces. Obviously, Aries will be just around the corner. So again, the time speaks to maybe I was thinking of the new moon in Aries. So let's see what's going to happen here. What's showing up? We've got the ship. We've got the lily. We've got the path. So someone is hoping to be able to transition to a pure connection, but they're needing to make a decision. They're ready to make a decision. The path is having a choice between two. We've got the tree, which could be a spiritual connection, or maybe the choice is between matters of family. It could be related to their past, their heritage as well. We've got the Divine Feminine here. And we've got the Rider, which is an ace. And the Rider does speak to a beginning or news coming through or someone taking action, moving. This is Mercury in Gemini. So Mercury in Gemini is quick messages coming through. This could also be, yes, someone who is willing to go the distance, to travel, to physically take action, because there's a lot of passion and a lot of speed and a lot of activity happening very soon. The timing card here is, this speaks to soon. Okay, so we've got energies of Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is very spiritually inclined. Jupiter in Sag could also speak to someone that is a foreigner. The Lily does speak to an open wound. It's Chiron in Virgo. So maybe a lack of purity. Maybe someone was holding you, wearing a mask with a deception card. Not speaking about them being put in a tough position of needing to make a decision, to decide between two things, two situations, two people. And it could also be for others of you. I mean, we've got the Divine Feminine looking at the tree, which, you know, she could be inclined to understand and be emotionally more mature that this is a spiritual connection, more so than the Divine Masculine who had to catch up, right? As we've got the King of Cups here. So let's look at the Mystic Moon Oracles. This will show us a lot before I take more tarot. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's an exchange of energy. So on the new moon in Aquarius, in the time of Aquarius, love will be brought to the situation. A fiery climax is happening now. And of course, even with the eclipse energies, talk about climax. Fiery climax approaches could also be that intimate connection, meeting up, connecting sexually as well. Full moon in Aries. Aries is Mars ruled. Someone cannot hold themselves back. We've got guide. And this does speak to the Hermit to me. Remember, this is a spiritually inclined connection. Both people may be seeing the light, the Divine Masculine here, whose awareness is growing, is ascending. We've got settling, yeah, spiritually starting to awaken, but still, and we've got a teddy bear here, which rings children for me. Settling because maybe of a child. Let's see. We've got mirroring, which this is someone that's guided to see that what they're going through, maybe the Divine Masculine, maybe does, you know, is in, they know or they may not know that the Divine Feminine could be also going through the same thing. And what I mean by that is the challenges and the difficulties. And the mirroring image also speaks to me of a twin flame, where what one person is feeling, the other person is, they telepathically can feel the other person. We've got metamorphosis. So a great change. Metamorphosis Pluto, which speaks to a fundamental change, which takes time. And again, the time of Scorpio is now. And we've got material world. So money obviously has got a lot to do with it. Material world does ring the Taurus-Scorpio axis, which will be with the eclipse happening, right? So material world does speak to Taurus. Someone may be married for money or for security, financial security, or someone is having maybe to choose between their material world and their heart. Look at the same colors, Settling because of money, is it? Settling because of financial security, is it? But, you know, the material world does speak very much to something that is materialistic, physical, tangible. Okay? So, earth energy could be Taurus, could be Capricorn, could be Virgo. And we've got self-worth, which this card to me does speak to a sense of freedom, a sense of, you know, someone being able to free or to get free from a place where they were stuck. Maybe they were not, how can I say, not treated in the way that they should have been. Maybe they were lacking in self-worth, feeling a sense of hopelessness. Let's see what's beneath that. And we've got fall. Fall can speak to now in the northern hemisphere, nevertheless. In the southern hemisphere, obviously, would be talking to the time of fall. What's beneath that? We've got forgiveness from the divine masculine. Asking for forgiveness. Maybe they've been humbled, and, you know, the pumpkins here could be ringing the Halloween energy, which we're practically in now, or Christmas for me. So why is the divine masculine hoping for forgiveness? There is nostalgia here. So maybe they didn't understand that maybe they were not emotionally open and believing that this was a grand connection. Refocus, retrogrades, dealing with the past. So maybe they've done something, obviously, the divine masculine did something in the past that probably rang deception, wasn't totally open. All right, let's take more tarot and see what's going on. So Scorpio, Virgo, very strong. Earth is very strong in the Mystic Moon Oracles. Let's take the Strength card. Why do we have the Strength card? Why was someone holding themselves back? This is a very strong, passionate connection. We've got the Magician, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Swords, both very youthful energies. Remember that the Magician is an ace. Someone is the magician, or someone is in the position of power. Where communication is concerned, someone being just very intelligent, holding back on their truth. We do see a lot of passion. We do see adventure. This was adventurous, but with the Page of Swords, which can be a spy, maybe someone's figured something out in the past and the trust was broken. Let's look at the Lovers. We've got the King of Swords, where someone is not showing their emotional side. We've got the Hierophant, Taurus, Aquarius, and the Five of Swords. So there was a third person here. And someone was holding that information. They were conflicted about sharing that information, maybe. Or maybe even there was the truth. Someone found out the truth that someone was in a marriage. That their divine counterpart was in a marriage. Was in a position of hierarchy, maybe. Someone was very intelligent, able sort of to figure things out here. But also someone was very aloof. Only showing up here or there, holding back on information. Maybe not communicating freely and truthfully, obviously. But someone here, obviously it could be the divine feminine, figured out that there was a third party. Let's look at the Eight of Cups, which has brought someone, and I believe it's the divine feminine, with the High Priestess here, which could be a third person, obviously. someone who's very very intuitive, very much about, very evolved, the Divine Feminine, I would say, which could also be a third party, yes. But the High Priestess, I feel that this was the growth of the Divine Feminine as well, the spiritual growth of the Divine Feminine through these hardships, maybe. Or someone could have been the Divine Feminine visiting a tarot reader looking for the answers. The Eight of Cups twice. Wow, talk about moon energies, fears, illusion, someone soul searching, looking for the answers, fearing maybe even, and it could also have been that the Divine Feminine could have been in a marriage as well. Let's not rule that out, because remember the High Priestess is secrecy. And the Eight of Cups, I mean, the High Priestess is smack bang between two Eight of Cups cards. So the Divine Feminine maybe was also not happy in her own situation. Now, the Moon does speak to deception, but it also speaks to strong intuition. So Pisces, Virgo energies here, maybe even relating back to the Virgo season, which was just recently. We did have recently a new moon in Virgo and a full moon in Pisces. So someone left a situation looking for those Two of Cups. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. We've got the Judgment card, which can speak to a moment of crisis. Someone's needing to make a decision. There's the Eight of Wands once more. A critical moment. What do I do? Do I send the messages out? Do I take action towards this? Someone hasn't been living. Someone has been buckled up, and I'm going to say even sexually, holding back, not living their life, not happy. And a moment of crisis is on the verge here. Let's see where these Eight of Wands are heading to, because they're heading towards the Six of Cups and they're heading towards the Ten of Pentacles, which is also here. So there's a crisis within a family situation, maybe, about someone uncovering, finding out the truth. I mean, the crisis card, the Judgment card, is Pluto. So it could be talking to the time of November for some of you, where there's going to be a moment of crisis where someone is moving towards something that is towards a situation that is completing. Could be a family situation, could be someone saying that, there's more value for me in this divine union than where I was at. Or there could be a critical moment where something is being uncovered here. Let's look at that Six of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Strength card. So someone is wanting to take action and move towards this nostalgic connection. They're needing to be strong. And there could be a critical moment with what's going on. And I feel here someone is going to make a jerk decision. A knee-jerk decision where they're going to do whatever comes to mind for them. And that could put them in a position of crisis. And I'm also going to say that something could be uncovered where it's going to get the ball rolling. If this is a secretive connection, we've got the Three of Pentacles. Someone could be finding out, reading messages. Let's see. What's that Three of Pentacles on top of the Ten of Pentacles? We've got the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So again, it's Ten of Pentacles. It's the 7 plus the 3. Someone's willing to end a situation so that many doors could open. Even though they're in conflict, we've got a couple of sevens here and a couple of sevens here. were in conflict, but they're willing to do the work to break a cycle. Remember, 8 comes after, which 8 is the infinity symbol. 8 is strength. Let's look at the deception and strategy. We've got the Page of Cups, Pisces, we've got the Queen of Swords, and we've got the Ace of Swords. So someone is strategically severing ties, doing the work, maybe even communicating, sending out a message, maybe coming through, apologizing. If someone had stopped communicating, maybe they felt if they got caught in the act, or they felt a remorse because of past actions, they're trying to figure out a way to come through with an apology. They're going to be very intelligent. Let's look at the Seven of Wands. Or they're strategizing a way to cut through the red tape and travel, take action, come back into this union. And the Queen of Swords is Libra, so it does speak to a relationship which should be in harmony. It could also say that they've already made up their mind. We've got 2 swords here, the Queen of Swords and the Ace. There's a lot that they're dealing with, though. A lot that they're dealing with. Remember that this could also speak to them dealing with divorce. Someone's divorcing here, because the Queen of Swords is a divorcee. The Page is a cup. What did I just say? The Page is a child. Page of Cups is a child. There's the Six of Cups. This could speak to someone not on the defensive anymore, or whatever battle they're fighting now, it's in relation to a child. We've got the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be someone that's in a position of power. King of Pentacles would be Taurus, King of Cups is Scorpio, so take this as it resonates for you. We've also got the King of Swords up here and the Queen of Swords. So we do have 2 people that are not happy with each other. 2 people that are, the communication either works well or it doesn't. And we've got the King of Pentacles here. Again, fixed signs. Aquarius, Taurus. And could mean that also King of Pentacles, remember, he's usually a boss. He's someone who sits in a position of power, financially very stable. Lots of worries, lots of stress and anxiety for this king, which could also be this wealthy man. Let's take one more on that Nine of Swords, because there's a lot of worries concerning this soulmate connection. Things that are against the life of this King of Pentacles. This king, whoever this is, this divine masculine. And we've got the Hermit. So they could be worried also about someone who's in hiding. I mean, the Hermit, remember, could speak to a teacher, could speak to a doctor. Anxiety, they could be dealing with anxiety, this divine masculine. They could be soul-searching, growing spiritually, maybe even doing their own detective work. The Hermit can be a detective, but it can also be a doctor. Could it be that this King of Pentacles is in hiding because they're dealing with a lot? Let's look at the outcome. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is very similar to the material world. So it's got a lot to do with money matters. Remember how I said that Ten of Pentacles here is like the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah. We've got the Three of Cups, which can speak to a reconciliation, or it could speak to 3 people. Be careful with gossip. Three of Cups, this could be, yes, a rekindling. It could be a sense of celebration, the fact that someone is opening up and sharing their thoughts. The Five of Pentacles is 2 people that are maybe not in a perfect relationship, but they feel that they find warmth and you know, support through each other, with each other. There's that Five of Pentacles again. My goodness. Now this could speak to another thing, something completely different. Money matters, finances, career, codependent relationships. Let's take one more. And this is like cheating for me, right? We've got the Knight of Wands. So both are going to be felt left out in the cold until someone takes the action. That Ace of Wands, which the Knight of Wands holds. Remember this rider needing to travel? Well, this is the traveler, and this is Sagittarian energy. Could this be talking about the time of Sagittarius? Someone's beliefs are also changing. What's at the bottom of the deck? We've got the Queen of Wands. Very sexual, very attractive, very much about power, creativity. Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I don't know who she is. I mean, we've got a King of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So I don't know if the High Priestess, which could be a Virgo, could be a Pisces, may be different for each of you, could also be this Queen of Wands. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Anyway, so that's what I see is happening here. Someone is going to take action. It's the Divine Masculine with a potential, but the changes need to happen. Another 5 here on the Five of Pentacles, right? But again, I'm going to say the Ace and the 5 is 6 of Pentacles, which does speak to, again, the Libran energy. Libra is balance, harmony. Could it be as Mars exits and exits Libra and enters into Scorpio, that, you know, Mars logically, as Mars will leave the sign of Libra where he's uncomfortable and he'll get more comfortable in Scorpio, that's when things could start to play out. And you get an indication of this Knight of Wands. Remember that he's coming through. This is fire, it's desire, it's passion. I want to connect. Wow, this turned out to be quite a long reading. Let's take a psychic tarot for the heart before I take some love messages. Got a 6 and a 22 is 28, and an 11 is 39, and a 5 is 44, 45, which equals a 9 again. Nine, which is the Hermit, does ring back to September. 11, 17, and 4 is 21, and 4 is 25, and 7 is 32, and a 1 is 33, which is a master number. 33. 3 is always speak to expansion and growth. We know 3 is also the Empress energy. Let's take 3 messages. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. We've got the Choose Your Battles, the 7 of Wands, which is also here. Looks like this person is up against harsh opposition, and they're needing to strategize and be smart to choose their battles, because they are dealing with, I mean, I see these 3 big heads, like 3 outer planets, for instance. It could be Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus. You know, it's like meeting up with the gods and asking for either advice or, I mean, he's so little, but look at the stance he takes. It's as though he's receiving the messages from the gods, how to go about what battle he's got on his hands. And this is the Divine Masculine, more than likely. And we've got giving and receiving. There's that Six of Pentacles, everyone, which I spoke of here. Giving and receiving, and again, that could relate to divorce as well, because Six of Pentacles does ring the Libra. Injustices in, you know, unbalanced relationships, divorce proceedings, divorce action. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles here, 6 and 7 of Pentacles, which Seven of Pentacles is the Capricorn energy and the codependency. Maybe it's timing. Someone's waiting here. Someone's waiting on a decision, awaiting results because they've invested a lot of time in something. Now, we've got the coming together beneath that, which is the Two of Cups. And it's interesting that someone's waiting on a call. I just heard a phone go off. Someone is waiting on a call from their divine counterpart. Interesting. Someone is waiting on news. Let's take a couple of love messages and call it a day, as I've got lots to do. I do hope that you've received some information. I'd love to hear about it. If not, just please like the video. If you don't want to share your private story, that's understandable. Just a thank you or a love heart is enough. It is an exchange of energy, and I want to thank you so much. I'm actually thinking of splitting these readings, making it into 2 parts, and maybe even putting it on Patreon, because it is a very long reading. I want to hear your comment about that. So then you would either have to be on Patreon or have the ability to purchase it through my website. I was thinking that today, and I thought, no, let's just give them the whole reading. I want to hear from you what you think about that. I see pain and sorrow in your eyes. Please trust that I won't ever hurt you. That's the Four of Pentacles. That's the Miser card. For me, this is Taurus energy. We have the physical distance between us is so great. I need to decide if I can do this. Time will tell. Physical distance. It speaks to physical distance. Here we've got I prefer to be friends. Interesting. So maybe it was just too hard. Maybe someone's friend zoned you because they haven't been able to tell you the truth. You can trust me with your heart, babe. I won't ever hurt you. And that's the Five of Cups. You can trust me with your heart, babe. I won't ever hurt you. So we're talking about trust issues. But here someone friend zoned the other person. Maybe because they couldn't tell them the truth. Who knows? Let's take a couple more cards. I want to have a family with you. And this is the Ace of Pentacles. So my wish is for us to be together forever. And that's the Three of Cups, everyone. So we've got 5 and 3 is 8. 8 cups, which we've got a couple of times up there. So obviously someone's left this connection or leaving another connection because they're moving towards what their wish fulfillment. We do have some fire as well, which would be the three of Wands. 3 of Wands could speak to a physical distance or someone having turned their back on this connection at some point. And we've got 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, which we've had a couple of times here, which means someone could be coming out of a marriage, or this was not the perfect connection, a connection that someone wanted to share with the world. They're keeping it under wraps. Or maybe someone was not able to connect or to commit because of other commitments. Many, many stories. Let's see what's beneath here. We come from 2 very different worlds, but we can overcome this with our love, and that's another 7. So, 2 very different worlds. 9, 10, 14, 19, 20, 23, which equals a 5 again. That's the Hierophant. So if this is a connection that you are hoping for them either to come out of a codependent relationship or whatever's been holding them back. Maybe they weren't spiritually on the same connection as you. If this is a connection that you're hoping for someone's changes to be able to bring balance and harmony in the near future, know that with the, as I said, the Hierophant, which is Taurus, the changes, many changes are going on in the house of Taurus. We're having a lunar eclipse the next year and a half, roughly. We're going to have eclipses on the axis Taurus, Scorpio, so there's a lot still that will be playing out. Where there's been lack of change, change will happen. Things will move where they've been stuck. So it's up to you. You can keep the faith. If this is something that's not working out for you, you've been over this again and again, maybe it's time to let it go and see what happens. Just like I always say, you cannot hold on to something that's not working. That's codependency, that's addictive, and that's unhealthy. Let it free. See what happens. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If not, it wasn't meant to be. And I will leave you with that philosophic thought. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your patience always. Do join us on Patreon. We'd love to see you there. Sending you all lots of love, lots of light. Scorpio season. Lots will be changing. Lots will be transforming. Sending you my best. Ta-da, everyone.